Hello, hello. I am so happy we are doing this. So, welcome, whether you're here watching this live or you're joining in with the recording, you are very welcome to the Calm Summer Blueprint. So, before we dive in and get started, I would love us to just start with a moment of calm just by taking a few calming breaths because I know sometimes, it can be hard to kind of rushing around trying to get here at the right time or, whatever's gone on before this. So just by starting to take a few slow breaths and just to see in the chat if you can see my presentation screen there. Oh, good. Okay. So let's just bring our hands to our heart. Take a slow breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Really sigh it out. And another one in and out. And that's literally just, a few seconds really, and it can make so much difference just to stop, take a breath, give ourselves that calming moment. And so we're diving into all these calming practices today, and they really do work. They really do help us to bring some calm, no matter what's gone on before, what's going to come after. We have the power to do this. As I say, just those few calming breaths can make so much difference. So imagine having a whole toolkit that you can use with your children to bring more calm into your summer. Let's do this. So what you will learn in this masterclass, I'm thrilled to have you join me for this summer masterclass. Whether you're here because you want to create a more serene summer for your family, or you're looking for practical strategies to help your children manage stress, you're in the right place. The key takeaways for this class is the effects of stress in both children and adults, easy to implement routines and exercises to promote calm, tips for setting up a calm corner or space in your home, engaging ways to practice mindfulness with your child, and techniques to stay calm during stressful moments. So quite a lot to get through. So if you do have any questions, we will either save them to the end, or you can email me and we can go through any questions that you have. So starting with my intention, so I like to start with an intention, whether I'm going into my classes, doing coaching calls, doing a masterclass like this one, or even just starting my day. I love to set an intention. And my intention here is to help you and your family thrive, not just survive. It's about supporting you in creating a summer that fills your cups and your kids' cups with calm, connection, and joy. So, who am I? So, some of you have been following along with me for a while. There are a few of you in some of my programs, done some masterclasses with me, or done some of my challenges like the superhero challenge, the reset challenge, my family yoga game night membership. There's, a few of you have worked with me in a few different ways, or even in-person classes, right? But some of you have just signed up to this masterclass completely new to me. So my name is Natasha Bryant, and I just want to make wellbeing practices fun and accessible for your family. I've been working with kids yoga for like almost 8 years, right? And I really found a passion for teaching family yoga and getting the grown-ups practicing with the kids. And obviously, being a parent myself, I like to talk about my own well-being practices as a parent, things that help me, because that's so important too. And I'm a single mom. I've got two children, and my kids are not the calmest, right? We don't wake up peacefully and all sit out and do our yoga practice, and everyone's meditating, everyone's chilled. Like, that's not what life looks like for us. They are wild, they have a lot of energy, more energy when I've got no energy. And my youngest is on a waiting list for an ADHD diagnosis, which takes forever here in Ireland. And learning to support him actually helped me discover so much about myself and how, yeah, I've gone undiagnosed all these years and very, very, very likely to be ADHD myself, which is why yoga and these calming practices, like, they mean so much to me, because my mind is constantly on, it's constantly going, and it's very hard to rest and slow down. And so having a way to help calm my mind, calm anxiety, create some real calm within myself, it's just so helpful. And the thing is, with a yoga class, there's a structure. So when I teach kids yoga, there's some kind of structure. Yes, I'm going with their energy, but I'm there focused on teaching yoga, right? I'm there, and they're there to learn yoga. But at home, things are different, right? Because there's no real set time. You've got your own routines and responsibilities. You've got lots of distractions, lots of jobs that need doing. And so it can be even more of a challenge to practice at home. But it can be so, so beneficial and so much easier as well. So it's, yeah, as long as you kind of make a plan for it and have these practices, and that's what I'm going to help you with, it can be easier. So even with those challenges, right, it's entirely possible. And this is what I wanted to share with the world, right? Because there are so many yoga classes, kids yoga classes, family yoga classes. There's not a lot of like, okay, how do we do that at home? How can we take that and apply it to our life? How can we practice yoga off the mat and on the mat? Right? But yeah, there's not a lot of that online. So I wanted to help families to really embrace yoga and mindfulness as a home practice. Calm is a skill that can be learned. Rest takes practice, consistent practice. Something I'm still practicing myself, right? Yoga is a practice. 5 signs you are in survival mode. I'm just gonna check here, make sure everyone's waiting to come in. We're all good. Okay, so 5 signs you are in survival mode. And survival mode is a tricky one, right? Because I think we all kind of know it, especially after, the last few years kind of pushed us a bit into a survival mode for a bit there. And I just had COVID again the other week, feeling much better now, finally. And it was this so difficult just to do anything, to make the kids dinner, to give them any kind of attention. Um, it was a struggle. It was it was a bad case for it, right? I was really, really run down with it. And being in survival mode when you're sick and you kind of need to be in that survival mode, that's one thing, but you don't want to stay stuck there, right? So it's very easy just to stay stuck in survival mode, just trying to get through to the end of the day, trying to make it through bedtime, trying to make it through the summer till the kids go back to school, staying in the state of survival mode instead of being more present and enjoying life, right? Because we're not here just to, wake up, do some work, feed the kids, go to bed. Like, there's so much more to life than just surviving. We want to be able to thrive and we want to see our kids thrive. So, by signs, you're in survival mode, constant exhaustion. So, feeling tired all the time, regardless of how much sleep you get, frequently finding it hard to muster energy for daily tasks and activities, a short temper and irritability, snapping, getting angry easily, often over small things, feeling more impatient and less tolerant of your child's behavior, emotional disconnection, so struggling to engage emotionally with your children, finding it difficult to be present and enjoy time spent with your kids, be overwhelmed and anxious, feeling constantly overwhelmed by the demands of parenting, experiencing high levels of stress and anxiety with a sense of being on edge. And then there's a reliance on coping mechanisms. So turning to coping mechanisms like excessive screen time, not being able to go 5 minutes without looking at your phone, junk food, alcohol, could even be online shopping, right? Can be a coping mechanism, using these distractions to avoid dealing with stress and engaging with your kids. The stress looks a little bit different in children, and I just want to share what some of those signs of stress can look like because they're often overlooked or misinterpreted. Like it can look like bad behavior or naughty child, but actually it's a child in their fight or flight stress response, and they had a big and not an argument because I didn't engage in it. But yeah, though I got so much hate on Instagram for pointing out one of these stress responses. I mean, people were angry. They like was messaging me even to tell me how angry they was. And all my comment was, right, I wasn't intentionally starting drama. This was a viral video though. Um, and it was of this uh gender reveal baby thing, and they had quite a crowd there. Everyone screaming, and this little kid has this dart for this big balloon, and they go to pop it, and they kind of a bit nervous about it. It's a huge balloon, right? Bit nervous, so parent snatches the dart away, and then the kid gets it back and just gets so stressed up and just throws it. And everyone's like, "What a brat!" And it's like, okay, I that child wasn't choosing like I'm gonna ruin this day. I'm gonna be a complete brat now. What happened was there was a lot going on, right? A lot going on, and they were overstimulated, overwhelmed, and that was them in a stress response. That does not mean that that behavior was okay. It's not okay to throw it up, obviously. But recognizing that this child is going into a stress response could have helped de-escalate that a lot quicker because after that, they were smacked and yeah, just not nice. Whereas a little bit of calm would have gone a long way, right? And that's no judgment on the parents, but it can be so helpful to understand these stress responses. So, some of the signs for children: frequent tantrums or meltdowns is a big telltale sign. Sometimes kids have them. That's fine, that's normal. But if it's happening a lot, quite regularly, then we can see, okay, they're feeling stressed. Defiant behavior, refusing to follow instructions, excessive clinginess or separation anxiety, avoidance of certain activities or situations, difficulty concentrating or focusing, physical complaints, changes in sleep patterns, aggressive or destructive behavior. So if you've got an explosive child, when they go straight to the hitting, withdrawal or social isolation, regressive behaviors, and just recognizing these signs as potential indicators of stress rather than just bad behavior can help you address the underlying issues and support your child more effectively. So I hope that all makes sense so far. Yeah. So the antidote to stress: calm practices and relaxation. Time to slow down. Do not underestimate the power of calm practices and relaxation. So, what are some ways we can start to bring more calm into our day? So, life is busy and chaotic at times, but I promise you that that is not an excuse to neglect these calm practices. In fact, it is more of a reason to prioritize them. The Calm Summer Blueprint is not about giving you your day all planned out for you, because it wouldn't work. We all have different things going on, different preferences. What this blueprint refers to is making your own blueprint for success. Make this work for you. So do this now with me. Visualize adding calm practices into your day. So this could be for yourself or for your child. Visualize now. What would that look like? So you don't need to get caught up with the details right now, like of what these practices are, but just focus on that feeling of calm. Picture in your mind that feeling of calm. What time of day is it? How are you feeling during this practice? How are you feeling after this practice? How important is this feeling to you? So imagine having that calm in your day, again, either for yourself or with your children. Take a nice slow breath in and out. It is entirely possible to have that calm feeling. You can create that, and you can create it with ease. So I want to share a little bit about my calm method, and I'm going to be sharing a program called the Calm Method after this, just so you know. But I want to give you the steps in it, right? Because I want this masterclass to help you now, whether you go on to my program or you just have this masterclass. I want you to go away with some really valuable information, right? Of how to bring some more calm into your day, into your summer, and create this joyful, calm summer with your children. So, the 4 steps I share in the calm method, and I use this method in my yoga classes with the kids. I use this method in my own practices. I use this method with my own children. This is just everything, right? This method is so, so good. So as you can see, if you look, it has calm down there. So we got C, we got checking in. So what that refers to is just taking time to notice, like, no, I did. Okay, cool. So taking time to notice how you're doing physically, energetically, emotionally, just bringing that self-awareness, right? Really, really good to get in the habit of doing that for yourself, noticing where you're at, and also teaching our children to do the same. And yeah, it can be a real game changer because that self-awareness is going to help them to regulate their emotions because they're going to be more aware of their emotions. They're going to be more aware of how that emotion feels in their body. And yeah, it's just really, really good to just keep checking in. We got our asana practice, so that is our yoga poses, right? So uh, obviously you're gonna have yoga in there. Yoga is a practice you do both on and off the mat, but we often start with the poses, right? So uh, diving into calming practices for this. And that could be your restorative poses. That could be poses that help you to focus the mind. There's so many different ways we can use yoga to help bring some calm. And we can also start leveraging the breath. And this could either be in our poses or as a separate practice. Again, just so important. The breath is one of the quickest and simplest ways to bring some calm to our body, to calm the nervous system. And there's just incredible science that backs all this up. But this has been a practice that's been going for thousands and thousands, thousands of years, right? And it's because it works. So really good to start introducing some breathing practices for yourself, for the children. And then we've also got mindfulness. So mindfulness, and I also go into meditation in the calm method as well, the two M's, because often, we got our mindfulness meditations as well. But mindfulness is actually really simple, right, to bring into our day. And I'm sure I go more into it on these slides in a moment. I did, there we go. So I'll come back to creating calm spaces. So engaging ways to practice mindfulness. So mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It's about finding a calm, centered space in the midst of our often busy lives, and it helps both adults and children manage stress, improve focus, and cultivate emotional resilience. So, some amazing practices to try. And let's just, keep it simple for this masterclass because, I haven't got long with you. But um, this is how simple it gets to be, right? We got our gratitude practice. It could be as simple as naming 3 things you're grateful for, keeping a gratitude journal. Um, we have a glimmer chart on our kitchen wall, and so we write down the glimmers from our day, things that stood out that we're grateful for, that we just felt like, oh, that was a really nice moment. So that's one way we practice our gratitude. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sensory exercise. This is one of my eldest favorite ones to do, especially when anxiety is high. So it's 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, two things that you can smell and one thing that you can taste. Then we've got our mindful breathing. So yes, we had leveraging breath, but it can also come under that mindfulness. And we got our balancing poses, again, back to our asana. See how it all just ties in together, right? And we could go out for nature walk, really good way to practice being present, notice your surroundings, hear the birds singing, and feel the breeze on your face, like whatever it is, just bringing that awareness. And then one of the kids' favorites, a chocolate meditation. And this can also be done with a raisin, it can be done with a lollipop. It's basically just mindful eating, right? Paying attention to the sensations, to the taste, to the texture, just slowing things right down, completely slowing down and being really present and making it really last. With a lollipop one, it can last for absolutely ages. It's a really fun way of doing it. And yeah, just it could be even at dinner time. Any time is a good time for mindfulness. So, oh, we missed I'm going to go back now to the creating calm spaces because this is just a little tip that I love. I wanted to add it in there because it's a question I get quite a lot. I get it from parents and even in the schools I work at. They like creating these calm corners, like in the kind of crash kind of rooms. They do it a lot, but I think it's so good even for the older ones, right? We did this recently with my eldest. We created a calm space for them, and yeah, it can be really simple. I mean, it should be simple. We don't want to overcomplicate it, right? I used to have a space under the stairs for our calm space, and this was great. I had little posters on the wall with the tracing the picture, so you're breathing as you trace it. And then I had different sensory toys, cushions, blankets, little lights, and a sheets as well to keep it kind of hidden away and make it a cozy den. But unfortunately, I had to put all the Christmas decorations in there because I didn't want to put the Christmas decorations out in the shed because I had the Christmas tree from the other year in there and I was too scared to take it out because there was loads and loads of big spiders. Not that I'm scared of spiders, but these ones, they were big and I didn't want to bring them into the house. And I thought, oh, I can just see them living in the Christmas tree. I didn't pack it that well. So I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to be organized for next Christmas. Yeah, I'm talking about Christmas in a summer workshop, and I'm going to be organized, and I'm just going to have it there ready. So sorry, kids, that space had to go. So it was a while, and then we thought, okay, we'll build a new calm space, and so we made calm spaces in the bedroom instead. Since that was much easier. So yeah, things we added, sensory toys, cushions, blankets, breathing cards, anything really that's going to support them in taking a few minutes to chill away from screens and distractions and just really be with themselves, right? Uh, Play-Doh, and like teddies, anything that's gonna support them. And I think this is the toughest one, right? This one here is how do you handle overwhelm? So handling overwhelm as a parent requires recognizing the signs of stress and implementing calming practice regularly. It's essential to acknowledge overwhelmed, that feeling overwhelmed is natural and to approach it with self-compassion. Techniques such as the ones we spoke about here, setting realistic expectations and taking short breaks can significantly alleviate stress. So this is all about, that checking in again. So when we're checking in and we're recognizing, oh, I'm actually feeling overwhelmed right now. And it sounds simple, right? And I mean, it can be, but sometimes we go to 100 without realizing why. We don't have that awareness. We're just, again, back to that survival mode. We're just trying to crack on with things. And so sometimes we're doing this and we're doing that and we're doing this, and there's noise there and everything's making noise, and the sensory overload alone is just, it's a lot. And then all of a sudden the kids start arguing and you're screaming or having a breakdown. Like, it it's a lot, right? But when we can do that checking in, having that self-awareness, going, oh, I'm actually quite overwhelmed right now, then we can go, okay, what can we actually do about that? Um, First, we can allow ourselves to feel it, obviously. Like, okay, I feel overwhelmed. We can even name where we're feeling that. I feel it in my stomach. And then we can even give it a rating. Like, I feel overwhelmed. I feel it in my stomach. It feels like an 8 right now. And that can just really help, that bringing that awareness, like, oh, okay, that's what's happening within me right now. And we can feel that. And we can even name how it feels. It feels like a color. It feels like sticky. It feels heavy. Name how it feels, describe how it feels, and just really be with it. And then we can start to move through it with our calm method, right? We've done the check-in, and we can use movement. We can use calming practices. We can use the breath. We can use mindfulness. We have these tools, right? And this goes for parents and children. And the more we build this into our day, the more we are practicing this, the more likely we're actually going to use it when we're overwhelmed, because we're not going to do a brand new practice when we're super overwhelmed or super anxious or emotions are running high. We're not going to go, oh, what practice should I do right now? There was one Natasha mentioned I might do. Like, that's not going to happen. Your brain is just not going to think, oh, I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 right now. It's just very unlikely it's just going to go right there. But if you were practicing this each day for fun, right? With the kids, what's 5 things you can see right now? If you're doing this on a regular basis, then you have the tools there, you've practiced it loads of times. Those times that you really need this practice, you're going to be able to tap into it so much easier. And I've seen this with kids when we practice the candle breathing, when you pretend your fingers are candles, and you take a breath in and blow out each of the candles, bringing one of your fingers down at a time. We practice it in a fun and playful way. But then when they need that practice, when they're feeling overwhelmed, when they're feeling frustrated, they go, oh, okay, I'm actually going to practice the candle breathing because I've practiced that a million times. I know what to do, and I know how it makes me feel. I know that it helps. Like, it comes more naturally, right? So even when stressed out, if you're doing these practices regularly, it's gonna come a bit more freely. So how can we stay consistent and develop this skill further? Because going back to the beginning, remember, calm is a skill. And this is where the calm method comes in. So, what is the calm method? So, this is my new program that I am so super excited to share with you. So much has gone into this, and I just know you're going to love it. We're doing 6 weeks of live support. So, we got the coaching calls, and this is going to be a small group, right? So, it's going to be 12 people max. And so, you're going to be able to get personalized support. So if you're having a challenging week or something didn't work out, you try to practice, it didn't work for you, like you're going to be able to ask questions, get feedback, and also get that support from the others within the group as well. I think that is really important part of this, that you're not alone. It's really nice to be part of that group, to come together and be on a similar mission, right? Of bringing more calm into our lives and supporting our children's well-being. So you get that accountability and motivation and just diving into so much together. Then we've got our trainings inside the program, and this is that you can do at your own pace, right? So it's going to be the same kind of themes of the 6 weeks of the coaching calls, but you're going to have access to them beyond that. So this is really in your own time and really in-depth trainings going way into pranayama and why why this practice, what it does for our body, and really going in depth with it. And I think that helps. I think understanding the why and the how, and not just, hey, do this because it's good for you. I find that really helpful. I love to know that stuff, right? So if you do as well, then you're going to like this program. And it's just about making calm possible for you. It's making calm possible for your family and learning the tools to support your family and yourself, right? I know you're probably very, very good at looking out for your children, and you're on this workshop because you want to learn these amazing practices for them. But this program, we really start with you. You as the parent, as the caregiver, we start there because it's so important. So I really want to support you in creating calm for yourself, and then we're gonna go into some really, really great ways to support your children as well. So with that being said, there's over 50 practices that you can practice with the kids inside, whole library of calm practices, all under those kind of categories of checking in, of yoga, of um, the breath, of mindfulness and meditation. There's so much in there. And then we've got some bonuses as well. I've got some calm cards. These are like affirmations, cards that you can pull out when you're feeling anxious, and they're really, really fun. And again, another one you can add to your calm corner, be really cool. Got calm journals, both for you and one for your child as well. And then we've got some bonus kind of modules of supporting children with additional needs and managing sensory overwhelm, right? Because I want to make this as inclusive as I can, because everyone deserves to experience this calm, right? So it can work for your family no matter what you're going through, what challenges you have, like calm can work for you. So I want to try and make sure that we're just trying to support all children with this and all families. The price, well, this is going to blow your mind, because this is my first time running this program. So it is at its lowest price it will ever be. It is 111 euro. You get all of that, lifetime access, and 6 weeks of coaching. So this will be going up to 197 on the 14th of July. And there are some taxes added to that depending on what country you are. Like, I think in euros, it's like a 20 added on. You'd have it all shows up anyway. So that's all on the link. But yes, super excited. 6 weeks of coaching with that and all the modules, all the calm practices, all the bonus modules. You get so much for that. But that's not all. Anyone who joins today will also get 6 months, 6 months free inside my family yoga game night membership. So that's a lot, right? 6 whole months. So you'll have the calm and you'll have the playful practices as well. So perfect balance for a really calm and fun summer. So to recap, you get all of these things, the live support, lifetime access, and the modules, the library calm practices, bonus resources, and 6 months inside Family Yoga Game Night if you join today. You'll find all the details in your email box, and I'll drop the link as well in the email. And yeah, if you're serious about bringing more calm into your home this summer, this program is for you. You don't have to figure it all out alone. Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to put it in the comments. Have to go back and put it in. I made these like the other week, so my mind went like blank there. Right, there's the link to that. Okay. Okay, so what I'd love to know is one thing you'll take from this session, right? So whether you continue to work with me, you join the calm method, or you just take what you've learned here today, how will you be creating more calm at home? Because that's why we're here, right? Is we want to create some more calm at home. So what is one thing you'll take from this session? So I hope that you found that helpful. I hope you've got some ideas of how you can bring some calm into your day, whether that's with creating a calm space, so whether it's practicing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or the gratitude practices, or starting to check in, bring some awareness to your breathing, to start naming how you're feeling and where you're feeling it in your body. Any of these practices, I would love to know what you'll be continuing on with to bring some more calm. And yeah, any questions at all, then please just reply back to the email you'll get, message me at natasha@familyyogaonline.com, or reach out on Instagram because that's where I am most active. It's been so good. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to continue to support you, whether that's with the calm method or just supporting you with these free offerings, my blog posts. And yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. It has been so appreciated. Thanks so much.